What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel. In today's video, we're talking about the best 11 this week in the Premier League, so stick around as we dive deeper into this. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge Chelsea fan, which may make me a little biased on some of the players I picked today, but don't worry, it's still a well-rounded team. Now, if you are new to this channel, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. It helps get this video to more and more fans that enjoy the Premier League and just enjoy this sport. Now, like I said, today is just strictly the Premier League starting 11 or the best 11 that I saw this week. I took in consideration shots on target, goals, assists, tackles, clearances, all that to pick the best 11. Now, starting off though, I figured I should start with who is on the bench because obviously there are so many great players that played this weekend. It's hard to pick your starting 11, so let's start with the bench.
Okay, are you ready?
For you to tell me what's going on with Chris? Yes.
No.
In my picking of these three players, yes, I only picked three. I could have probably picked more, but I only picked three players. I tried to pick the next three players that would have made into this team. Now, it could have been the goalie, defender, midfield, forward. Today, we had one goalie, one defender, and one forward. Now, those three players have to be Luke Thomas from Leicester City, Rhea Martin from Brentford, and Antonio from West Ham. These three players played pretty well, but were just short of making the starting 11. So let's get into our starting 11. Now, in today's formation, I ended up going with a 3-4-3. Due to some of the players I picked, I wanted to fit more players into certain positions, and therefore I went with this. Now, I'm not saying this is the best formation for all these players because, again, some defenders may not play in the right position, same with the forwards and midfields, but bear with me, these are, again, the starting 11 that I wanted to pick. Now, in between the sticks, we have Hugo Lloris. Now, Hugo Lloris ended up having a clean sheet against Manchester City. We saw Tottenham play so well, and the fact that he was able to not let any goals against Manchester City in the opening game of this season just was my point to edge him forward over anyone else, such as Rhea Martin from Brentford. And along with that, he had 4 saves in this game. Now, in defense, I went with, again, 3 in the back. The first defender being Cresswell from West Ham United. Now, Cresswell had 2 shots, 1 shot on target, 1 goal, and 3 tackles, which is why I picked this player as my left back or left CB in this formation. Now, as my center CB, I ended up going with Christensen. Yes, one of the Chelsea players I did pick happened to be Christensen. And the reason why I went with Christensen is that Christensen had a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, 3 clearances, and 3 interceptions in this match. And overall, I thought Chelsea just really looked solid in the back. Which is why my next player also happens to be a Chelsea player, which is Chalobah. This young player played so well in his first game for Chelsea, and the reason why I picked him, not only because he was man of the match for the Chelsea game versus Crystal Palace, but he also had a clean sheet, 1 shot on target, and 1 banger of a goal that he will definitely remember for the rest of his life. Now, in the midfield, again, it's a little tricky. I did pick one other defender that happens to be a Chelsea player, and that is Marcos Alonso. Yes, I put him on the left side, so he's kind of a left wing back / left wing. Again, it's hard to really pick some of these players and put them in certain positions, but I really wanted to put him in this team because, again, he played so well for his first game for Chelsea this season. And other reasons why I picked him were the following. Alonso had a clean sheet, 3 shots, 2 shots on target, and just a phenomenal free kick, as we saw in this match. And we've seen time and time again, Alonso can hit a free kick anywhere outside the box, and he's one of the best free kick specialists in the league, probably behind James Ward-Prowse, but again, he's right up there with him. Now, next in the midfield, it shouldn't really come as a surprise with these next few players. First one being Bruno Fernandes. Yes, Bruno Fernandes, again, was just a shoo-in for this week due to the fact that he had 3 shots on target, 3 goals. He was Mr. Accurate, 100%, and therefore, yes, he has to be in there, Mr. Hat-Trick. So congratulations to him and Manchester United. Now, next to Bruno Fernandes, we then have Paul Pogba, which shouldn't really be a shocker with how well he played in this match. Yes, he didn't play for a full 90, but overall, just had a phenomenal game. Now, he had 1 shot, 1 shot on target, and obviously he had the 4 assists, which is why he's in this starting 11. And 3 of those going to Bruno Fernandes. So again, not too surprising with seeing his face in the starting 11. Then the last midfielder I have is Thomas Souček from West Ham United. Again, he's one of those players that's really stepped up, not only for West Ham, but just overall his game in the Premier League and even international career. He's been playing so well in these last few seasons that, again, he really showed it today in his first match back for West Ham. And the reason why I picked him were the following. Souček had 2 shots on target, 1 goal, 4 clearances, and 2 tackles, and therefore, again, I thought he was one of the better midfielders this week, and that's why he made the starting 11. Now, rounding out, we have our 3 forwards. Now, again, like I said, I tried picking these 3 forwards. They may not be in the right position that they usually play, but overall, I thought they were the 3 best forwards that we saw this first week in the Premier League. Now, the first player I have is Mohamed Salah out on the right side. Now, yes, it's not too surprising that he is in this position, but one of the other reasons why I picked him is not because he scored in his first game. He's done this the last 5 seasons. He's the only player to ever do this, which is why it's such a huge feat for this player, and he had to make the starting 11. Not only did he have a goal, Salah also had 2 shots and 2 assists in this game, along with his goal as well. The next forward I have right down the middle is Dennis from Watford. Yes, this player I thought looked pretty well overall in his first game. Some of the stats that he had was he actually had 5 shots, 1 goal, 3 shots on target, and 1 assist, which anytime a player can do that, definitely deserves to be in the starting 11. And last but not least, our last forward that we have is Canos from Brentford. Brentford just really blew me away with their first match in the Premier League against Arsenal. I'm not sure what's going on with Arsenal. Their defense looks absolutely terrible, but overall, Brentford looked pretty good across the board. I think he was their best player. His stats that first game happened to be 3 shots, 2 shots on target, and 1 goal, and therefore, this rounds out our starting 11. Now, comment down below what you think about this starting 11 and who you think should be in the starting 11 or who I should swap out. What do you think about the bench? And what do you think about the first week being back in the Premier League? I, for myself, am really happy to see that the games are back. Fans are back. It's just such a great atmosphere watching games now and hearing the fans cheer, seeing the waves flag, some of the booing when certain players get the ball. I absolutely love it. So that is all I have for you today. Again, if you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. And again, it helps grow this YouTube channel. And that is all, and we will see you next time.